Hello Aries, and welcome to October 2021. Again, I still can't believe it, and I've got to stop saying that with you Aries because you're my first star sign, so I always say that when I do your reading. Anyway, Aries, let's have a look at what's happening for you for October, and I'm really switching gears this month. I have been talking a lot about your career and kicking goals and getting shit done and all this stuff, and like I've loved where you've been going with all of that. Okay, so now I'm coming back to your personal life a lot this year. So here's the thing, Aries. Have you been spending a lot of time thinking about your career and money and getting yourself sorted in all those areas of your life, but you might have forgotten to give your relationships the attention that they need? I'm just saying that I do have a relationship breakdown here. It's happening in the first part of October, so the first 1 to 2 weeks of October. I feel like there's a big chance of a relationship breaking down. Now, this does seem to happen quite suddenly, so I don't know if you're going to be fully aware of the situation as it's happening. It just seems to sort of happen and you're like, oh, what the fuck? I don't even know what just happened, but it's now done. So heads up, if you feel like things are a little bit odd in your relationship, then maybe this is a bit of a warning sign, and we can always turn this around. This doesn't have to be this narrative that I'm saying now. We can make it different if we so desire. Okay, because I've got this relationship breakdown in the first 2 weeks of October, but then I've got a reignited romance or a new romance coming in at the end of October. So this is how I'm going to read this spread. If you're having some issues in your relationship, we're going to hit a real danger spot. I don't think this will be able to be avoided because I've got my Three of Swords and I've got my Tower, and they're both together and they're happening in the start of October. I also might have my Ten of Swords here as well. So that means there's a betrayal of some kind, something that's quite dramatic, and that happens there. Okay. Now, if that relationship completely breaks in the first half of October, then we have new romance coming in by the end of October. So it doesn't look like you're going to be on your own for very long. But if the relationship goes through that break or a rough patch and you don't quite break up, then I've got reignited romance in the end of October. So I'm telling sort of a parallel story here. One, we're breaking up and we're finding someone new. Another one, we're going through a really rough patch and we manage to get through it and sort things out on the other side. So I guess this is a story that only you can decide the ending of as we're going through October. Honestly, as just the bystander here looking at the cards, the break looks like it's almost warranted because I see that there's some mistreatment and something going on around you that I don't really trust what's happened around you. So if you're feeling a bit weird about it, I actually feel a bit weird about it too, just looking at the cards here, it's not great. So there is a sense of quite a big betrayal going on here. So, but again, it's up to you. If you want to work it out, work it out. If you don't, you don't. Either way, by the end of October, you're ending up back on your feet again. And isn't this so for you, Aries, all the time? Whenever I see you hitting a low spot, you bounce back every time. And you're not the sort of person that sort of takes these things lying down, and I really admire that about you, Aries. I mean, you are one of the stronger, more forceful signs, you know, in the zodiac. So you just seem to be able to figure shit out. Now, the Magician is in here too, so that also means that whatever you touch turns to gold this month as well. So when it comes to relationships, you are going to be able to sort this out. So you might be freaking out as you're listening to this, but it's okay. The Magician is in here. You are going to sort it out one way or another. This is going to get sorted out. So let's pretend that you've broken up in the first couple of weeks of October, because as I come down into this spread, I have new romance and I have finding your pot of gold, and feeling quite centered and strong and stable in that new relationship that's coming in. You are suffering a little bit from the breakdown of this relationship, which is coming through as fatigue and exhaustion. So again, Aries, I'm talking about fatigue, exhaustion, which does come up often in your spreads, but that is because you like hit things head on and you never sort of hold back. And then as I come to the end of the spread, I've got you feeling quite peaceful and calm and relaxed, and almost this sense here where I want to go bush or go camping or go to somewhere where there's mountains and trees and stuff. I don't know, you might know what that means as I'm saying it, but that's what I'm seeing. Now also let's pretend that you've had this really rough patch in the start of October, and as I get towards the end of October, you do manage to pull it back together and sort it out. So the Magician can go either way with this spread. It's either you're going to think about it, think, no, you can go away, I want to start fresh, and you will, or no, I don't want this to go away, I really want to work on this, and you can pull it back together. So basically what I'm telling you, Aries, is this choice is yours. Whatever choice you make, this is your choice to make. What do I think as I'm looking at the cards? You know, I don't have any emotional investment in your relationship, so it's easy for me to look at this and say, I think you should let that person go and start with the fresh one. Easy for me to say, much harder to do when you're emotional and you're in that situation yourself. I want you to do what you feel is right for you. Don't ever let your standards go too low. Always have a sense of your own self-worth and what you think you deserve and desire, and the love that you need needs to come to you from this relationship. It's always a two-way street. But whatever you decide, Aries, I always know that you're always going to end up on your feet. Again, I am going to talk a little bit about the fatigue and exhaustion and your back hurting through this as well. This is quite a bit of a hurricane thing that goes through October for you. So at the start of October, things are going to start to happen with this relationship. It's all going to happen within the space of 1 month. And then at the end of the month, it's all sorted. So whilst it looks very dramatic and a bit daunting as I look at this, as you go through October, really that's not much of a space of time to go through all these things and to come out the other side so quickly. So whilst you're going through all these changes, please look after yourself, look after your body, nurture yourself, get enough sleep, talk to friends. I want you to talk to some more people because I feel like you're dealing with this quite by yourself, so I would like you to maybe get some input from other people as well. But other than that, you've got this, you will be okay. Just remember, Aries, you are a magician. You can turn any situation here during October to your advantage. So thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.